Kia ora, my name's Zoe Stebe, your vocal coach for today, and I help ambitious singers go from feeling overwhelmed and frustrated about their voices to singing confidently, clearly, and without flaws. In today's video, I'm going to be giving you my top 5 tips on how you can start singing straight away, and that is without the help of a vocal coach. Don't forget to stick around to the end of the video where I tell you my top tip for how you can sing any song that you want immediately. My first tip for you today is important whether you are a beginner, advanced, intermediate, professional singer, it does not matter. You must always start with a warm-up. I know it sounds really straightforward, but warming up your voice is so important to ensure that you're going to achieve your voice goals. In a warm-up, you can train things like pitch accuracy, intervals, intonation, timing. The list goes on, but starting with a warm-up means that you are getting your voice in the absolute best shape possible before you start working on any sort of technique. My top tip number 2, practice with an app. There are plenty of apps out there to help you start your singing journey, and I'll make sure to link a couple of my favorite ones down below. These are just apps that I use in my own singing studio and recommend to all of my singing students. They include apps like Nail the Pitch, which can be used on your iPhone or your Android. The ABRSM ear training app, that one you do have to pay for, but I find it fantastic and it goes up in levels. You've also got SingStar for all of you PlayStation users out there, and you've also got Smule, which is like the karaoke app that you can use on your phone. You might have seen some of those ads floating around YouTube, but it's a really great way for you to see where the pitches are in your song. A fantastic app for warming up your voice and seeing where the pitches are is a program called Sing and See. And you can see exactly where your pitch is, if you are in tune, if you are stabilized on the note, and you can also see your resonance. There's the link down below where you can download your free trial. But if you don't want to spend any money on the app, then you've got the option of Nail the Pitch. It shows you the note that you are singing, and you can also record it and play it back. I think the app is around €1.50, and I highly recommend the ability to be able to record yourself and play it back again. My tip number 3, ear training. I'll put a couple of links down below for my top ear training apps, but it's very important that you start training your ears to hear the pitch and be able to sing it back correctly. It's one of the most overlooked skills in beginner singers, but it's so important that you can think the pitch, visualize the pitch, and imagine it before you start singing it. Otherwise, the chances that it comes out incorrectly are rather high. My top tip number 4 is rethink your repertoire. So repertoire are the songs that you've decided to sing. I want you to think about starting your singing around the middle of your range. So where you speak. Now, this is a little bit tricky, I know, but I want you to think about when you flip into your head voice, I want you to stop just before you flip. How do you find that part of your voice? I want you to sing along with me now, just saying the word 5, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If English is not your first language, then choose the 5 of any language that you are currently speaking. So where I live in Germany, I would get students to say 5. Okay, let's try it. We're gonna go 5. And that's where my voice wanted to naturally flip onto that A. Of course, we would then learn to sing over what we call our voice break or voice passaggio. But in the beginning, I don't want you to sing above this voice break where you flip into your head voice. Why? Because I want you to work on your intonation and your connection with your voice in the speaking part of the range, and then we can take those skills further up in the range. Don't forget, this is how to start singing without a vocal coach. And I want to make sure that you do this healthily and that you reach these higher notes with a little bit of ease and without pushing. My last tip for today, the 5th tip, be intentional and plan your practice. I know, it sounds super duper boring, but I get a lot of singers coming in and saying, I want to sing like Beyonce. I want to sing like Christina Aguilera. And then after a couple of weeks, they come to me and say, oh, Zoe, but I didn't have any time to practice. I promise you that Beyonce and all of those fantastic singers that you enjoy listening to practice their singing a lot. I mean, a lot. If you plan your practice, write it in your diary, and intentionally work on your voice every single day, I'm talking 10 minutes, 15 minutes, and if you like, 30 minutes a day, you will have at the end of the week worked on your voice far longer than if you've just decided on a Sunday, oh gosh, I better do some singing. Be intentional about your practice and think about sticking to this new habit that you are forming for an entire 66 days. Random number, I know, but around 10 weeks is how long a lot of scientists reckon is the average for you to create a new habit with your singing practice. So I want you to take a blank piece of paper and simply write 1 to 66 and tick off every single day. That tick on your piece of paper is going to give you the drive and help you reach your goal of singing better. Obviously, as a full-time professional voice teacher, I want to make sure that you get the most out of your voice training and that you don't hurt yourself. I have a warm-up playlist available here, which you can start working on straight away to reach those 66 days to singing success. Kia ora, thanks for sticking around to the end of the video. If you've enjoyed this or if you've got some value, then don't forget to give it a big thumbs up and hit the subscribe button. My top tip for how you can start singing any song that you want immediately is vocalremover.org. I know, seems simple. I'll put the link in the description down below. But what you can do is you can take any song that you have and upload it into vocalremover.org. There you can change the pitch and the tempo of your song, which means you can change how high and how low the song is and the speed, which is pretty cool. So you could, for example, take a song from Ariana Grande or Christina Aguilera, upload it into vocalremover.org and move the pitch down so that you're following, like I said in tip number 4, so that you are singing it within the middle of your spoken range. It's really important when you're starting out singing that you potentially start with slightly less advantageous and kind of slightly easier songs, if I'm honest, because I want to make sure that you are hitting those high notes with ease and without strain and without constriction. So without that feeling of that everything is shutting down on your voice. It's so important for the health of your vocal journey that we build these parts of the voice up slowly, and then you'll be able to hit those high notes absolutely freely and like whatever, that was so darn easy. It just takes a little bit of time and a lot of practice. Thanks so much for joining me. Ka kite anō.